I want to know, what was y'all's initial thoughts?
Ooh, you really want to know my original thoughts?
Yes, I want to know.
Shot her. I'm just being honest. You know what I mean?
I appreciate your honesty.
Those answers sound different.
You know, it's a lot of people that feel that way, I guess.
Big shout out to the podcast, the Danza Project. Haven't actually commentated over some of their content in a little while now. It's good to see them boys over there continuing to cook. I'll leave a link to this video down in the description box down below. Guys, make sure to go check out their content. Fantastic content over there. Tell them MTR sent you. Nevertheless, they recently had on Wack 100, and it was a very interesting conversation specific to the Tory Lanez, Megan Thee Stallion conversation, okay? In it, Wack was speaking from the perspective of that he knows Tory Lanez is innocent, and he said some very interesting things that I think is appropriate for further dissection, all right? Let's get into it.
Now, Tory Lanez just got stabbed up 14 times.
That's my brother.
Tory Lanez is another one of them people when I was coming up. Like, that was one of them.
No, that's
the
my
music
brother, man. I talk to Tory every week. He be in there.
We had the only interview with Kelsey. We sat down with her. We spoke to her. She asked me a question in that interview. She said, let me ask y'all a question and flip it on y'all real quick.
It's like 45
Who do you think
minutes
shot her?
And what did you say?
I was like, damn, like, I was like, don't ask me because I'm the honest one. Like, I don't know.
Who did you think shot her?
I said, you.
And what she said?
Because she was like, you're entitled to your opinion. Okay. I was like, but like, based off this conversation, maybe I'm wrong, but.
See, what Tory.
I want to see that interview.
But before we get into that, I want to know, what was y'all's initial thoughts?
Ooh, you really want to know my original thoughts?
Yes, I want to know. I don't care if it's I want to know what y'all thought about me.
So I'm just gonna be honest because I'm an honest person. Just so you know that I was a Tory Lanez fan, huge Tory. I am a huge Tory Lanez fan. Love his music. So I found a scapegoat. I used you as a scapegoat. I was like, she definitely fucking let it off and shot her. I'm just being honest. You know what I mean?
I appreciate your honesty.
Those answers sound different.
You know, it's a lot of people that feel that way, I guess, but that's.
It was the easiest route for me.
Yeah.
And like, let's be honest, for me, it was like, I think most of the times when I hear most of these stories, we recently spoke about Nipsey Hussle's passing. Mm-hmm. I did not believe it.
Yeah.
No matter what, it was just like, nah, he's still alive, or the story's fake, it wasn't really Nipsey. There's something else had to happen. And then the conspiracy thing, it was because he was talking about Dr. Sebi. Like, we don't want to believe that somebody that we are a fan of is going out this way. You want to hope for a narrative. Somehow it's spun. I had no idea who you were.
Right.
Now, outside of the courtroom, this is the only time that I've seen her been interviewed in regards to what it is that happened. So again, kudos to them for getting this interview. And I don't know if the brother was going easy on her because, you know, she granted him the interview, but damn, I would have started asking all types of interrogating questions, such as, why do you need immunity if you did nothing wrong, Kelsey? All right. But I come just a little bit of slack because at this point, there wasn't the sworn testimony from her security guard letting the cat out the bag. Anyway, let's get back into the original content.
It went wrong, or he didn't go wrong, is when he made that jail call and he told Kelsey that I'm sorry for everything that happened. He wasn't talking about the shooting. He talking about that I've been sexing all y'all. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't talking about the shooting. If you paid attention, the stylist said, I packed that gun in their bag several times, right? You know, I've been telling y'all for like 6 months to a year, Tory coming back, DNA ain't his. I've been telling y'all that. People think I'm capping. Mm-hmm. You know, it's a tape out there too, but you know, the parents of the child didn't clear. But now you got the driver, security guard coming to the table saying, I witnessed her fire 3 shots. Tory jumped out, knocked the gun out of her hand, the gun went off again. But it's 2 DNA tests that says 100% not Tory Lanez, that they never submitted to the defense attorney during the trial.
Mm. And let me also comment on this, right? There's been cases that have been overturned and people found guilty of things, or they were given proof of something based off of a DNA swab that they did 30 years after the crime occurred. If they can find DNA on gun 30 years after a damn crime occurred, or DNA on a knife or something like that, and you're telling me that there was a 0.01% chance that his DNA was on the firearm and he's still behind bars right now, to me is absolutely absurd. But let's keep going.
His confidence through it said a lot to me. Like, he wasn't just regular confident. He's like, I think I could share my opinion, right? I'm an outsider. I always thought that Tory didn't want the label snitch. And he also knew that he did wrong in the fact of I fucked her and I fucked her too. So I ain't trying to do it. I'll be cleared because my shit ain't on that gun.
What's wrong with that?
And he was like, let's see what happens.
That's it.
And he got caught.
Yeah, he was like, when the law does its thing, they gonna see it wasn't me. But they railroaded him. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, they tell Tory that he don't like
your citizenship
women.
And all that.
Yeah, he saved a woman's life, Megan, from being killed. And then he stopped a mother from going to jail, Kelsey, right? But talking to Tory when he was in there, he said, Wack, everything happened for a reason. I'm a Canadian dude in a penitentiary in California, but yet I've been able to help dozens of men get back to court on appeals on cases they've been railroading. He said, I think I'm the sacrificial lamb. I was the one needed to come back to this place to help these people who probably need to be free more than me. He said, although I'm locked up, I still make millions of dollars. I'm still cool. My kids are still taken care of, but some of these men in their family won't be good unless they're there. So he figured like maybe I was placed here. I know I'm gonna get out before the 10, but maybe I was placed here to help some people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I got some friends that know I'm a huge Tory Lanez fan, and they're not Tory Lanez fans, and they hit me with the, you know, if people really with Tory in there, he got stabbed up 14 times. His people would have looked out for him. They don't care about him. If it was some beef, they got it cleared, and his people set him up.
No. That shit came from up higher up. That wasn't no prison shit. That wasn't no yard shit.
Uh-oh.
That wasn't none of that.
Who was that from?
His appeal was already in. Friday, the defense attorney turns in the statement of the dude identifying Kelsey as a shooter. And Monday, he get hit by a dropout.
Crazy.
Let me tell you something. That's a level 3 penitentiary. You have a gun tower. You got 2 correctional officers on the floor. When each wing is unlocked, in order to hit that dude 14 times, it should have been 2 or 3 people on him. It was 1 person on him. The gun tower never shot. It was no correctional officers on the floor. Nobody was there all of a sudden. You right? So I'm listening to Tory dad talking. I believe Tory's covered because most people, he got his lungs punctured.
Yeah.
There's a tape that will be coming out. I had somebody watch the tape that's in there that gave me a description of what they was watching. Another correctional officer, I got a homeboy that worked in one institution, called one of his partners that watched the tape.
The tape came out.
Dude grabbed Tory's hoodie and started hitting him. Only thing saved Tory's life is he slid out the hoodie. Grab your hoodie, you slid
Quick
out
thinking.
of it. And when he slid out of it, he started running, and dude was chasing, hitting him. And by that time, correctional officers showed up. Think about it. So where was they all? Where was the COs at when it kicked off? Where was everybody at? You know what I mean? So, you know, he survived it. I don't believe they'll send him back to the penitentiary.
Okay.
I believe if done right, they'll release him probably with an ankle monitor to fight his appeal. Going back to LA County is a threat. You know what I mean? Because if that DA, that case is overturned, Tory's case then becomes case law, case study. And everybody that DA's convicted could come down on the appeal. Now we're talking about $1 billion lawsuit.
Essentially what he's saying is that he believes that the DA had something to do with Tory because of what's at play here. If it gets overturned on appeal, it could become case law. And if you worked on that team, you don't want those type of eyes. Case law, they're going to use you as an example of perhaps corruption, right? Or even not even that. Maybe as an example of incompetence. But the thing that Wack is pointing out is essentially just too many coincidences. So he was up for appeal and then got poked up that very next week. That don't make no damn sense. It could be that there's other forces at play here. I just hope, and as I say this, I know that this won't happen, call it a pipe dream, that the people responsible for putting him away for that amount of time get their just due. They receive to them the same things that happened to Tory while in prison. Shout out to Megan, the lying male horse. Let's go.
Yeah, that's worth getting rid of somebody.
Yeah.
Right.
We are in America. Underestimate nothing.
Do you think that there's going to be some retaliation inside of that prison?
Definitely. That's just how they go.
Yeah.
The dude that did it, when he gets to the shoe program, they're going to take his life because he didn't complete the task.
Yeah.
That's a fact. You know what I'm saying?
So, like, with all that is going on inside of that prison, obviously for Tory Lanez, do you feel like he'll be received well when he comes home? Like, do you think
Yeah, what?
Oh, yeah.
He ain't never have to rap again if you don't want to.
Yeah.
He got a movie, he got a series, his music, he got a movement. Tory Lanez been already setting up companies while he's been there.
Wow.
You know,
Still working.
They Meg gonna have to pay him. Everybody gonna have to pay him.
So
you think Meg would ever get to a place where she could apologize to him for all this shit that happened?
Oh, hell no.
Or you think that the labels are
she's
intervening?
Well, Rock Nation takes a hit. They only guilty of supporting their client. Yeah, that's a fact that I think Meg will get to a point where she'll issue an apology. I'm gonna be real. I don't think Meg even knows what happened that night.
Yeah, same. I don't think so.
She was at a level of intoxication that she blacked out.
She has no idea.
She thinks this is what happened.
Yeah, I don't think she really knows. You know what I'm saying? So we seen her lie. She lied on Gail's show. You know what I'm saying?
She's a liar.
And I believe she's gonna break down, cry, and issue an apology.
I don't think so.
But that ain't gonna stop Tory from owning her catalog and everything.
right.
else she
Yeah,
got.
it's
Get
gonna
her.
5-7 years from now.
Yeah,
when everything
you know.
kind of cools down, she gonna do a sit down 60
Unfortunately,
minutes.
the hate Tory got
Never.
for what they thought he allegedly did, she won't get half that hate for railroading that
That's a
band
great
for
point.
saying he did something he didn't do. That's the world we live in.
It's the world we live in.
Ooh, that made my blood boil just a
I'm
little
ready
bit.
for him to come home, man. I feel like
Listen,
all
it can make
this
your blood boil.
inevitably.
But you got to think about the world that we live in right now and what is allowed to occur, right? That's why, I take a look at platforms such as myself that fights for the truth, right? Doubles down into the results that people are getting within their life, takes a look at their behavior to determine are the actions that you're currently doing in line to the outcomes that you want within your life. And the fact is that there are people that have utilized this idea of patriarchy and man bad, choosing bear over man, right? And skewing these numbers, these data and statistics in order to paint men in some type of damaging way. And then you get these people that get thrusted in front of the media and are guilty until proven innocent and railroaded, thinking that they're going to get a fair shot because they know that they didn't do it, but then all of a sudden gets the pressure of the media. Oh, he hates women. He must be a misogynist. Oh yeah, look at his track record. Look at his history of all these other things that he's done. And then you got the crying girl who has lied multiple times, and we've proven multiple times that she lied. She even lied in front of Gayle King. I want Gayle King to re-interview her. I want Gayle, reach back out to Megan Thee Stallion and say, what is it? Did you lie to me? You have a full conversation with her. The crazy thing is that people that are actually suffering, women that are actually in need, things actually happen to them and to report. And then they go forward and report them. Now people are less likely to believe them in total because of the malarkey. Shit, I was about to do a story on Zion Williamson and seeing this crazy ex-girlfriend, I think her name is Mariah Mills or something like that, all of a sudden claim that he R-worded her. And it's just like, they're doing it right in your face, but it's so easy of a jukes. It's so easy of a scam. Shout out to Zion. Shout out to Shannon Sharp. They just continuously do this over and over again. But with Tory, it's within different fashion. Let's keep going.
Woman. 2 almost cost him his life.
Yeah. And shout out to my boy Speedy, because my boy Speedy from Hard Time Hustle, that's his brother, and he really took this hard. You know what I'm saying? And he's still taking it hard, because that's his brother. Like, he loved him to death. So shout out to my man Speedy. Yeah, every step of the way, Speedy been there. That's why all that talking about the people turned on him, it wasn't gonna happen. You had too many people in place that was there with him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's some real people behind those walls that was making sure things was good. But, when something high above you send a torpedo, then employed the mailman, you know what I'm saying?
Gotta get out the way.
You get what I'm saying?
I don't want to get into that, but a lot of people are saying it's Rock Nation, Rock Nation,
No,
Rock
I ain't got
Nation.
nothing to do with Rock Nation. Rock Nation don't give a about no case study. You know, Rock Nation, all they gonna do is go into damage control for their client. You know, for Rock, if you find Rock Nation guilty, then I'm guilty for showing up to Blueface trials. That's what they're supposed to do. That's their client.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, so they didn't do nothing that what they supposed to do.
They're
Not
just
show
protecting
up
their property.
to support.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is the LA County case. You know, if they're saying Rock Nation got influence over the DA's office, then that's kind of a reach.
Can they turn on the AC in there?
Now,
Wack struggling.
first up, I appreciate you for coming through straight from Columbia.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I really wanted this interview to happen because, again, there's like so much misinformation that be going on the internet, and then people kind of like size us up for being the wrong people. And really, I really am just a good dude that be having. You know, I decided to open up a platform because I wanted to sit
what
down
it
and
is,
talk
I
to
think
people.
you giving another perspective. You feel like it's 100 podcasts out there that's gonna ask the radical crazy shit. So I think your approach is trying to get into the deeper emotional side of a situation when it comes to a person.
Yeah.
That's probably your approach. So I get it. It's like that's your way of being different.
Yeah.
It's a lot of people it's a lot of traffic out there. So you like, it's my lane. You know, I can cross over there, but everybody's over there.
Yeah. Now, with somebody like yourself, you're such a polarizing figure. I'm sure that part of you, one of the things that I keep saying and I've always said is I would hate to actually be a celebrity. Like, I like the J-list celebrity I am at right now.
I'm honest, I don't consider myself,
Yeah, facts.
But I don't move like that. I don't consider myself that. Like, people know me, they be like, yeah, bro, he don't be on that. Like today, my wife said she wanted some canes or whatever.
Yeah, so you gotta go.
Right? So I go over there. I walk in, the whole kitchen looking at me. How y'all doing?
Yeah.
They said, are you Wack 100? I'm like, yeah. Could we get a picture? I'm like, yeah, cool. They like, yo, man, you cool as where all your people at? I said, I don't know what you mean. You know what I'm saying? I don't forget why none of my people. You got some real people over there behind me. That's some real individuals that come on some real shit. You know what I'm saying? That got real plugs and real reach, but we all move normal. Like, we don't let that get to our head because the people are saying you this or that. That ain't gonna blind us because we don't forget where we come from. There you go. And we know we can slip and be right back there.
Right. I mean, shit, you've been doing this for a long time.
You know what I'm saying?
Learn how to navigate.
I absolutely feel him when he says a J-list celebrity and shit. That's all that I would ever want it to amount to, you know, with the platform that I have right here. It is a odd thing to step out into the real life and, you know, you just going on your day. Like this morning, actually, I went to go work out in the park with my mans, and I had two different people come up to me and be like, hey, man, you know, I appreciate what it is that you do. And it's still like to this day, it's such an odd thing to have happened. So I absolutely understand that because it's unnerving as shit, right? Like if I could go back to a time period where I could be successful and have no one recognize me, right? You don't got to think about like, okay, is that person looking at you because they bang with the platform or because they can't stand the platform, or they just looking at you because there's a booger in your nose? You know what I'm saying? I would appreciate that lifestyle a lot more. But hey, listen, you can't, you know, talk to people at this level, this amount of people with polarizing views, and also at the same time not expect to be known. All right. Kevin used to tell me all the time, he said, listen, bro, you can't be half pregnant. You just got to either do it or not. All right. Anyway, shout out to you guys for sticking with me for this amount of time within the content. Let me know what you think down in the comment box down below. Shout out to Wack 100. Shout out to the gentleman over there at the Danza Project. All right. Do you think that the DA has something to do with what happened to Tory Lanez? Seems as though Wack doesn't think that Rock Nation has anything to do with that. But I definitely want to know what you guys think about it. It's an interesting angle that I had not considered before. So again, drop me them comments down below and let's chat about it. Until next time, YouTube, peace.
She belongs to the street.
Girl, don't hold my hand. You a mattress actress on the OnlyFans. Get your money, girl, but damn, how is that your only plan? What you gonna do when you get too old to strip and dance? Get up out your echo chamber screaming period and yes. You a low down dirty woman if you try to get knocked up by a high value man.